Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and today we're going to be looking at how we're going to be using our simulator to really explore this big question of how is an object's velocity dependent on an object's force and mass. And to explore this idea, we're going to be completing 6 different missions in our simulator, all that have different goals that you're going to be accomplishing to really explore the relationship between these big ideas, force, velocity, mass, and the overall speed and direction of an object. So to do that, obviously we're watching this guide video. We're going to be completing a survey at the end, but let's take a look at how we're going to be accomplishing our missions today and what are some important features are. So when you dive into our missions, they're all going to look very similar to one another. You're going to see some different objects. They'll have some velocity tails here. So that means they're going to have some sort of speed in a specific direction. We're going to see we have some targets here with some information about the velocity needed to open up the targets. And then we're going to have some instruction or some directions here that tell you like, hey, here's what you need to do in order to accomplish the task of getting our objects into the targets. Now, if you remember, you accomplish these tasks by getting our objects sucked up by the target. They'll open up if you get it with the correct velocity. And then obviously we're trying to get all of the objects we see into the targets. Now, when we hit the run button, we are going to be using some information down here to kind of help us understand what's going on with force and velocity and mass and how these 3 things have a relationship. So if I change one thing, how it affects the others. And we're going to be applying different forces to our objects in order to accomplish our goals. So obviously we know how to do that. We prepare force, we click on our objects, and we'll be adding forces to kind of figure out how to go about doing that. Now, you can add different forces. You can add them in different directions. Obviously, the goal is trying to get them into the overall target, and then we'll hit exert. Remember, if you get them into the target, you've accomplished your mission. If not, you might need to rerun and restart and refresh from there. So that's obviously how we go about running our simulator to accomplish our mission. When we do accomplish our mission, you're going to need to use the analyze page here to kind of figure out what happened. We are going to have our data tables here in the side to help us understand kind of what's going on with the horizontal and vertical velocity. We obviously have the object's mass and things down here. But last and most important is if you take your toggle here at the bottom and you bring it back, you'll notice that these pink arrows show up that tell you how much force is being applied to the object. So we're able to look at all of the information here to understand how does force and velocity and mass affect one another. We have our object's masses, we have our velocity here in our data tables, and then we have our forces as we draw our toggle kind of over the sections until we see the pink arrows. So those features are going to help you accomplish the next set of tasks and the missions themselves. If you have questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, you're good to complete the survey and move on from there. Good luck.